Okay, everybody, welcome to episode number 49. Welcome to the Daily Closing. This tie
all kinds of
was
cute. Sorry, what
there's
is
a lot
it?
of
Episode
symbolism.
what? I hijacked the whole
49.
intro.
Daily Closing, yes.
Coming on 50 soon.
Highlight a little bit of this madness that's going on at the border right now. I just want to describe a few of the things that that are being used right now to describe what's taking place at the border and the migrant crisis that is taking place. Things like we are at a breaking point or near breaking point, right? Statements that the Border Patrol is talking about like is overwhelming, like they are being overwhelmed by the current situation, almost impossible to do, nothing to do. We've been talking about humanitarian crisis, right? That is going to get worse by the minute. As a business, you're talking about $1 billion business today. They are again trafficking people. It was registered over 9,559 apprehensions per day. Talking about the people that don't get apprehensions means I actually came to say I'm here, not that you cut me somewhere somehow. We got to clarify even what it means today. So definitely the worst political football. You're watching the images. What's your take on this whole thing right now?
Is horrific to what's happening as far as women and children. You see, there's multiple videos of people going under the barbed wire, and like with children, and it's just heartbreaking to witness that over and over again on one side, and on the other side it is scary because there's really no filter. So something or multiple things are bound to go through that are not necessarily safe even for us as a country. It's harder to get through TSA. My driver's license is expired. More than likely, I wouldn't have been able to fly out the 31st. I just found out, so I'm like in the process of trying to, get my new driver's license. But it's crazy that I would have probably been stuck at the airport, unable to fly in the States as a U.S. citizen.
At the same time, watching 200 people being
cross the border. It's just beyond me.
At the airport, being moved from one airport to another airport to go from the city for free, paid with tax dollars, with zero documentation.
I mean, it's really, really scary what is happening, and it's just so that's my take. It's humanitarian crisis, and at the other side, it's like why?
For me, it's weird because I'm still not sure what the answer is to how to fix this whole thing. Because not only is it a problem, but I think what the media is doing is in a way fueling the fire. Because now they're like, okay, so if we realize that that the Border Patrol is being overwhelmed, right? They're now using this, meaning people who are being paid to bring people across as a tool to, okay, you guys are being overwhelmed, perfect.
Interference.
Yeah. Now let's instead of bringing groups of 40, 50, no, 3,000 is our minimum group now, and they know this, so it's becoming a very weird thing. And then I was even listening to Nikki Haley. She was talking about how the current administration, how they're failing at what's going on with the border. But even for her, she's like, the answer is we got to just we got to lock up the border and deport everybody, right? Because if not, you're incentivizing people to come over here, because if they come and they're able to stay, then now they're calling all their cousins, everybody, hey, come guys, because
they'll figure out a way for you to stay.
Correct. So like I said, it's just hard for me to understand how do we fix this, because it's obviously a problem. But I can see how the problem is creating a bigger problem in itself. So yeah, it's something we're gonna have to figure out for sure.
The thing about Nikki is that she's all for war everywhere, but she's not for war in the border.
Well, I mean, here's the one thing that I will tell you is that this is no longer something that we can say is happening by accident. This is as intentional as it gets.
100%.
They definitely want to change the foundational fabric of our country. The fact of the matter is, and I'm saying this just to give you a perspective, this is something that is going to backfire on whatever Democrats think that it's supposed to do. Because except for, if we're talking about Latin America, obviously, if we're talking about Middle Eastern countries, which we have plenty of people coming from Iraq, Afghanistan, I mean, the people that are being people from Africa, anything from
It's not
Senegal,
South
Nigeria.
Americans coming over.
You got people from China. You got people.
Correct.
If
India.
China was doing so well, right? It's like, why is anybody coming? You know what I mean? But most people in Latin America, except for specific countries like Venezuela, Cuba, where they come still connected to the idea of socialism, and with the expectation that something or someone is going to provide. Interesting enough, a few people went back to Venezuela because they're saying we're not getting here what we thought we were going to get for free, which is interesting, right? And I understand when somebody says, well, if I'm going to go suffer over there, I might as well suffer with my people and suffer with my country. But if your suffering is based on and not getting enough, then you're here for the wrong reason. You're supposed to suffer for the things that you're willing to fight for, right? And that's the stuff that gets you to a different level. But most people that are coming from Latin America are running away from crime. They're running away from socialism itself. They're running away from violence. They are more conservative than Democrats have any idea.
Family
They
nucleus.
are family. And so this whole idea that we're going to put enough immigrants in Texas so that we can flip the state
It's not
into,
gonna
they're
happen.
just going to make it like redder than, yeah. You know what I mean? Because and then at the end of the day, that might even be good news for Republicans. The other thing is that I will tell you, Republicans right now have to make a choice. They got to decide because they keep missing the target when it comes to this whole conversation about immigration, right? So as far as doing whatever is needed to stop the flow, they definitely got to take a clear position about that, whatever that takes, right?
Yeah.
Now, on terms of what to do with the people that are already here, I would say start with the bad people. Start with the bad people. Concentrate on if we're going to start deporting and massively gaining a handle of the whole thing. I don't know how that's going to work out because people already know how to listen.
Come back the next day.
And not only is the question I know how to come back, it's just that
Yeah.
I know how to hide in the country. You know what I mean? Like
That's true, too.
you'll never find me. That
Correct.
the places like New York, you can literally be in New York and never have a single ID that will force you to
Zero
identify.
You don't need to drive.
You don't need to drive.
that's
It's a cash economy.
Yeah.
It's literally, you know what I mean? And so it's impossible to draw some people out of certain places. So, but with that being said, man, you know what I mean? I'm looking at this whole situation, and I can honestly tell you, as we close the year, I remember giving you fair warning. You have no idea how bad it's gonna get when we get to the
10,000.
holidays,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I remember. Bless you. I remember. Let me blow it up a little bit. I remember giving you a fair warning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Saying, guys, you see what's gonna happen.
It's gonna get
But I
worse.
really didn't think that it was gonna get this bad. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's the ultimate, the worst political football. You know what I mean? Everybody from both sides keep playing with this thing.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, the statement about humanitarian crisis, it's a significant problem. We got to hopefully do something about it. Have a great celebration.
Peace.
Take care. Bye-bye.